Good morning. Welcome to the Who's There channel. Today we're going to tell you more chilling stories. Put on your headphones, and I hope you enjoy. My name is Jose Antonio Ramirez. I am 62 years old, and I live by myself on a remote ranch out here in the Sierra de Oaxaca. This place belonged to my dad, and I've been taking care of the cornfields since I can remember. Way out in the middle of nowhere, hours away from the nearest town, but I like the quiet. I'm kind of stubborn, I'll admit, and real particular about my work. Can't rest if something ain't right. I often work late just to make sure everything's in order. My house is simple, made of adobe, and the land's big, with the valley stretching out below. Days are pretty much the same, but I ain't complaining. It's the life I know, though lately some weird stuff's been happening around here. And I ain't one to make up stories, but this has got me real uneasy. One night a few weeks back, I was fixing a broken fence way out at the edge of the property. It was already dark, but I didn't want to leave it for the next day. I had my old lantern with me, barely giving off any light, pointing it at the ground while I tied up some wire. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of heavy hooves, real, loud, like a horse trotting through the valley. I stopped and listened, but I didn't see nothing, not a single movement. I thought it might be an echo from some critter far off, or maybe I was just tired. I swung the lantern around, but all I saw was brush and darkness. Stood there for a bit, but the sound stopped just as quick as it started. Went back to work, but truth be told, it stuck with me. That didn't feel right. There's no reason for a horse to be out here in the days after that. I started noticing something real odd. Every morning, when I'd go out to check the corn, I'd find deep tracks in the dirt, right close to the house. They were horse tracks, no doubt sunk in like the animal was heavy. But there ain't no ranches nearby. Nobody comes through here with horses. I looked all around, thinking maybe some critter got loose from somewhere far, but I didn't find nothing else. The tracks would just show up in the morning, like something came by at night and left. I started keeping the lantern and my machete next to the bed, just in case. I ain't scared easy, but this was starting to get to me. And the dogs, who always bark at everything, wouldn't even budge. One night, a few days later, I was coming back from the cornfield, dark. Again, I was carrying some tools, lantern in hand, when I saw something out at the edge of the property. It was a dark shape, standing still, like a man on a black horse. Couldn't make out details, but it was clear it was there, not moving, just staring at me. My stomach knotted up, but I yelled out asking who it was and what they wanted. My voice came out kind of shaky, I'll be honest, but I had to know. The figure didn't answer, didn't move, and then just vanished, like it melted into the dark. I kept staring at that spot, but there was nothing there no more since then. I've been feeling something strange, like a weight on my back, you know? It ain't pain, but it's like something's watching me. It don't matter if I'm inside the house or out in the field. It feels like eyes are on me. I try to ignore it, tell myself it's all in my head, that I'm just worn out. But it don't help that feeling don't go away. Started locking the door at night, something I never did before. Ain't never had thieves out here, no. Reason to be afraid, but now it's different. Can't explain it, just know I ain't at ease. Ain't the worst part is, I can't talk to nobody about it, 'cause who's gonna believe me? My dogs are acting weird too. They've always barked at every little thing, running around the land chasing birds. But now they won't leave the pen for nothing. They just huddle up there, quiet, like they know something I don't. I try calling them, bringing food, but they just look at me with sad eyes. At night, sometimes I hear one let out a low whimper, like they see something. I go out with the lantern, but I never find nothing. It's just silence in the dark of the valley. It's like the whole ranch has changed, like the air feels heavier. I don't know how to put it, but something ain't right. Every morning, I keep finding those tracks. Not every day, but when they show up, it's always near the house or on the path to the cornfield. I've tried following the marks, seeing where they go, but they just disappear, like the horse up and vanished. Thought about going to town to talk to someone, maybe old Miguel, who knows about animals. But what am I going to say? If there's a ghost horse roaming my ranch, they'll think I've lost it. So I keep quiet, just watching. But every day that goes by, I feel more on edge, waiting for something to happen. I've been trying not to work late now. Used to not care, but since I saw that shadow, I'd rather be inside when it gets dark. I get everything done during the day, even if I don't finish the job. I'm scared, I ain't gonna lie, but it's not something I can say out loud. It's more like a restlessness, a tightness in my chest that won't let up. I keep looking out the window before bed, trying to see if there's something out there. Never see nothing, but the feeling of being watched don't leave me. It's like something's waiting for the right moment to do. So, another day. I was sweeping the yard in the morning, and I heard the sound of hooves again, real far off, down in the valley. I stopped everything, gripped the broom, hard, and listened. It was the same heavy sound, like it was cumin from a distance, but at the same time it felt so clear. Didn't see nothin', of course, but my arms shook a little. I walked to the fence, looked out to the horizon, but it was just brush and mist. Went back to the house quick, didn't even finish sweeping. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. It feels like something's testing my patience. I started praying more, something I hadn't done in years. I've got a little statue of St. Michael the Archangel that was my mom's. Keep it on the nightstand. At night before bed, I say a quick prayer asking for protection. I ain't much for church, but I feel like it calms me a bit. My mom always said there's things we don't understand, and it's better to ask for help from above. Don't know if I believe all that. But right now I'm holding on to whatever I can. Just want this feeling to stop. Want my ranch to go back to how it was? The nearest neighbors, who ain't even that close, haven't noticed nothing strange. I stopped by the other day to buy some eggs for Miss Clara and mentioned in passing about noises at night. She just laughed, said, I must be hearing foxes or owls. I didn't push it, of course. Didn't want to look foolish. But I know it ain't no critter. The sound of hooves is unmistakable, and those tracks ain't from a fox. I just kept it to myself. But I'm starting to think this ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Might have to live with it. I'm trying to keep up with my routine, tending to the corn, fixing things, but it's hard. Every time I head out to the field, I'm looking around, expecting to see that shadow again. Ain't seen it since, but the tracks still show up now and then. I don't know if someone's messing with me or if it's something else. Just know I ain't at peace, and I don't know what to do. Thought about going to the church in town, talking to the priest, but I don't even know where to start. What do I say? That I'm being haunted by a rider that ain't there? I started writing down the days I hear the noises or see the tracks. Bought a little notebook at the store and jot down everything, trying to see if there's a pattern. So far, I ain't found nothing that explains it. Seems like it happens whenever it wants. No reason to it. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe I'm getting paranoid. But the weight on my back don't go away. And that ain't in my head. It's real. In some way I can't figure out. I'm just waiting to see what happens next. I talked to a buddy on the phone the other day. Vented a little without getting into details. He told me to rest, said working. Too much wears out the mind. He might be right. Might just be exhaustion. But deep down, I know it ain't that. Something's lurking around my ranch. Something I can't see clear or understand. Don't know if it'll leave on its own, or if it'll get worse. Just know I'm talking it one day at a time. And praying this don't turn uglier. I don't know if this has to do with the land, with something that happened here before me. My dad never mentioned nothing odd, but he wasn't one for telling stories neither. Maybe there's something. I don't know, or maybe it's just my mind. But those tracks ain't my mind, I'm sure of that. I'm thinking of looking for someone older in town, someone who knows the history of this area. They might know something that explains this. For now, I just gotta wait. Nights are getting harder now. Takes me forever to fall asleep. I'm listening to every little sound. The wind hitting the window, a dog barking far off. Everything puts me on edge. The other night I thought I heard the hooves again, but real close. Almost in the yard. Got up quick, grabbed the lantern, and looked through the crack in the door. Nothing there, just dark. But I swear I felt that weight again, like something was right on the other side. Shut the door and sat on the bed till dawn. Didn't sleep no more that night. My dogs still won't come out of the pen. This morning I took Em some water, and one of Em, the oldest, looked at me in a way that just broke my heart. Seems like he's scared, like he's trying to warn me about something. Tried talking to him, petting him, but he just hung his head. I'm starting to think they sense something I can't see. Might be nonsense, but I can't shake. The thought, the ranch that's always been my safe place, feels different now. Don't know how to say it, just know I don't feel at home no more, to this day. I ain't seen the shadow of the man on the horse again, but I don't feel relieved. The sound of hooves still comes now and then, always at night, always far off. The tracks too pressed into the dirt, like they're reminding me something's nearby. Don't know what it is, don't know what it wants. Just know I ain't comfortable on my own ranch no more. I'm living with this weird feeling. Not knowing if I'll ever figure out what's going on, or if I even want to figure it out. If someone asks, I don't know what to say. I got no proof, just what I feel and what I saw. Maybe writing this down or telling someone will help me get my head straight. But for now, I'm here alone. With my quiet dogs in the dark valley out there, don't know what's coming next, but I'm keeping my eyes open. I hope, whatever it is, it leaves me be. I didn't ask for this, I just want my life back. Maybe one day this'll pass. Or maybe I'll find out what it is. Till then, I'm just getting by however I can. My name's Miguel Angel Lopez. I'm 17 years old, and I live in a small village up in the mountains of Chiapas. Life's pretty simple out here. We're always going between the hills, and I spend a lot of time walking back and forth. I often take supplies to my aunt and uncle who live on the other side of the ridge, a good few hours away. The path's just dirt full of rocks and brush, but I'm used to it by now. Been doing it since I was a kid, so it don't bother me. My house is basic, made of wood, with a wood stove, and an old radio that barely gets a signal. We don't got much, but we make do with what we have. But a few weeks back, something happened that I can't get out of my head. I ain't one for macking up stories, but this got to me in a way I can't explain. I'll tell y'all how it went down, because I'm still trying to figure it out. One afternoon, I was talking some stuff to my aunt and uncle. I'd grabbed a sack with some corn and beans my mom sent along. The day was kind of weird, with a thick fog covering everything. You could barely see the trail. I was walking slow, being careful not to trip on the rocks with the sack over my shoulder. Then, up ahead, I saw a figure walking in the same direction as me. It was a woman in a white dress, carrying a basket, moving real slow. Figured it might be someone from the village or nearby, so I didn't think much of it. Out here, you sometimes run into folks you know on the paths, but the fog made everything blurry, so I couldn't tell who it was. I decided to pick up the pace to get closer and see if she needed help. As I walked faster, I shouted out a "Hey," or "Need any help?" But the woman didn't answer. She didn't even turn around, just kept walking, slow like she didn't hear me. I felt kinda awkward, but I kept at it, 'cause I didn't want to seem rude. Her dress was white, plain, like the kind older women were to sleep around here. Her hair was long and dark, falling over her shoulders, and I couldn't see her face. I was still a good ways behind her, but I was starting to feel off 'cause she wouldn't even glance back. The trail was quiet, just the sound of my steps on the dirt. The fog seemed even thicker there, and I started feeling uneasy, though I didn't know why. I kept going, just wanting to at least know who it was. After a bit, I got closer, maybe about 10 steps behind her. I called out again, asking if everything was okay, but not even a nod. Her hair covered her face, and she didn't turn, just kept moving forward with that basket in hand. That's when I noticed something that stopped me dead. Looking close, I saw that her feet weren't touching the ground. Looked like she was gliding, like she was floating over the rocks. My heart started racing right then, and I froze. I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was clear, no way to fool myself. I stood there, stuck, not knowing what to do, just staring at that sight. It didn't make sense, there was no explanation. I just wanted to get out of there right then. All I could think to do was run. I ditched any thought of helping and just wanted to get to my aunt and uncle's place as fast as I could. I gripped the sack tight and started jogging, almost running, without looking back. Our chest felt tight, not from being tired, but from this anxiousness I couldn't place. The path seemed longer than ever, with the fog making me feel half lost. All I heard was the sound of my own steps, and every second I thought I'd hear something behind me. I don't know if it was in my head, but the air felt heavier. All I wanted was to get there, see my family, and forget what I saw. I couldn't stop thinking about how she moved, not touching the ground. How could that be? It was driving me crazy. When I finally spotted my aunt and uncle's house, I nearly cried from relief. I ran the last stretch, opened the wooden gate, and burst in yelling for them. My aunt came out quick. I skinned what was wrong because I was panting and looked freaked out. My uncle was in the yard and they both stared at me like I'd seen something wild. I tried explaining, stumbling over my words, about the woman in white on the trail. Out. She didn't answer and seemed to not touch the ground. They gave each other a kind of serious look, and my aunt said nobody's used that path in years. My uncle added that I shouldn't talk nonsense, but I could tell they got worried. I sat on a bench, still trying to calm down. I didn't know what to think. I stayed the rest of the day with them, but I couldn't relax. Kept looking out the window at the dirt trail, thinking I'd see something again. My aunt made coffee, tried distracting me with small talk, but my mind was elsewhere. My uncle said it might be a mistake, that the fog makes you see things wrong. I tried buying into that, but deep down I knew it wasn't just an illusion. What I saw was real, no matter how much I wanted to deny it. I stayed quiet, just nodding because I didn't want to look foolish. But it was hard swallowing this mistake idea. When I headed home, it was already dark and my uncle walked me halfway. Even then, I was tense the whole time. That night, I slept awful, kept listening for any little noise in the house, thinking something was going to happen. Near the window, and every few minutes I'd check the curtains, scared I'd see a shadow outside. My mom noticed I was quiet, asked if everything was okay, but I didn't tell her nothing, didn't want to worry her, and I didn't know how. To explain without sounding like I made it up, just told her I was tired from the walk. The truth is, I was real unsettled. Couldn't stop remembering the woman, the way she moved. Felt like it was stuck in my brain. I couldn't shake it off no matter what. In the days after I started, hearing faint noises outside my window at night. It was like someone dragging leaves or stepping on brush real slow. At first I thought it was just the wind or some critter, but the sound was always the same, like it had a rhythm. I'd get up quiet so I wouldn't wake my mom and peek through the curtain gap. Never saw nothing, just darkness and the trees swaying, but the feeling that something was there wouldn't leave. I'd lay back down, trying to convince myself it was all in my head. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. Felt like something followed me from that day on the hill. I tried not thinking too much about it, kept up with my chores, but it wasn't easy. Every time I had to go to my aunt and uncle's, I'd hesitate. I took the trail with my heart in my throat, looking around the whole time. Sometimes I'd ask my cousin to come along, just so I wouldn't be alone. He'd laugh, ask why I was so worried. But I didn't tell him why. Didn't want folks thinking I was losing it. Just said I didn't like walking solo in the fog. But truth is, I was avoiding that spot where I saw the woman. Didn't want to run into whatever that was again. No way. One night, a few days later, I heard the leaf dragon sound again, louder than before. I was in bed, trying to sleep, but the noise got me on edge right away. Got up slow, grabbed the machete I keep by the door, and stood there, listening. It sounded like it was real close, like right in the yard. My heart was pounding, but I didn't want to make noise. Peeked out the window, but saw nothing, but dark. The sound stopped sudden, and I just stood there, not knowing what to do. Went back to bed, but didn't sleep a wink. Stayed up all night, thinking about what it could be. I started asking the older folks in the village if they'd ever seen something strange on that trail. Talked to old Don Carlos, who knows all the stories around here. He listened quiet, just nodding, and said some old paths got their things. Didn't explain much, just told me to be careful and not walk alone in the afternoon. Made me even more curious, but I didn't push. Didn't want to seem obsessed. But his words got me thinking more. Could others have seen something like that? I don't know, but it left me with more questions than answers. I'm trying to go on with life as usual, but it ain't simple. The walks to my aunt and uncle's are a burden now. Always go during the day, avoid the fog, and try not to think about what I saw. But sometimes mid-trail, I feel like something's with me. I don't see nothing, don't hear nothing, but the feeling's there. Try distracting myself, humming something, but it don't help much. My mom's starting to notice I'm acting off, but I haven't told her yet. Don't know how to say it without her thinking I made it. Up. Just keep to myself. Hoping this passes. The noises at night keep up. Not every day, but every now and then. Always that leaf dragging sound, like something circling the house. I've even gone out with the lantern, walking the yard, but never find nothing. My dog, who used to bark at anything, now just stays quiet, huddled in a corner. Seems like he senses something wrong too. I try not letting this take over me, but it's tough. Sometimes I wake up middle of the night thinking I heard something and just sit in bed, waiting. Don't know what it is, but it don't let me rest. I talked to my uncle the other day when I dropped off some stuff. Told him just a piece of the story, not getting into details to see what he thought. He got kind of serious, said he's heard of presences on some old trails. He didn't want to explain more, just told me to pray and not walk alone. My aunt added, "It's better not to mess with what you don't understand." That stuck with me, but I didn't ask for more. Didn't want to seem too worried. But truth be told, those words just made me more uneasy. I started carrying a small rosary my grandma gave me, just in case. I ain't big on praying, but I think it calms me a bit. Every time I head out to the hills, I say a quick prayer, asking for protection. Don't know if it works, but it's what I got right now. My mom always said there's things in this world you can't explain, and it's better to play it safe. I try believing that, but I still got doubts. Don't know if what I saw was real, or if my mind's playing tricks. Just know I don't want to see it again. Ain't ready for it. That. I thought about changing my route, talking a longer trail, but it takes way more time and ain't practical. So I keep going the same way, always on guard, always looking around. My cousin started noticing I'm acting weird, but he just teases, saying I'm scared of critters. I don't tell him the truth, because I don't want him laughing at me. Just say I prefer company. But every day I pass that spot, I'm waiting for something to show up. So far nothing, but the feeling don't go away. Feels like something stuck to me since that afternoon. I don't know if this ties to some village story or something that happened on that trail before. There's lots of legends out here, but I never paid him mind. Now I'm starting to wonder if there ain't some truth to him. Tried asking my grandma, but she just said not to mess with those things and keep quiet. Didn't push to explain, and I didn't pry. But you know, I'm living with this doubt, not knowing if I'll get an answer. Has anyone else been through something like this? I got no clue, but I wish I could understand. To this day, I ain't seen the woman in white again, but I ain't at ease. The noises at night keep cumin, and every time I hear 'em, I wonder if something ain't following me. Don't know what that was on the hill? Don't know why it crossed my path. Just know I don't feel right walking around anymore. Not even sleeping in my own house. I'm tacking it one day at a time, trying to ignore it, but it ain't easy. Maybe this'll fade with time, or maybe I'll figure out what's behind it. For now, I keep quiet, just watching and waiting. If someone asks, "What's up?" I don't know what to say. Got no proof. Just what I saw and what I feel. Maybe telling someone or writing it down will help me sort my thoughts. But for now, I'm here in the middle of the mountains with these weird noises and the memory of that day. Don't know what's next, but I'm keeping an eye out. Hope whatever it is leaves me alone. I didn't ask for this, just want to live my life without this worry. Maybe one day I'll get it, or maybe it'll just go away. Till then, I'm getting by however I can. My name's Luis Fernando Castillo. I'm 14 years old, and I live in a small village near Guerrero. Life's pretty chill out here. We spend the day messing around or helping at home, 'cause there ain't much else to do.
Me and
My cousin Alberto are kind of troublemakers, always looking for something to get into. We live in a spot surrounded by woods, with simple brick houses and tin roofs, and the smell of dirt's always in the air. Near the village, there's this abandoned mango orchard everybody steers clear of. The older folks keep saying the place is haunted, that bad stuff's there, but we never took it serious. Just old people talk, you know? Till one day we decided to test it out. And man, I still don't really know what went down, but it got to me in a way I can't shake. It was late afternoon, the sun was already dropping, and me and Alberto didn't have nothing to do. We were at the village square kicking around some rocks like a soccer ball when he got the idea to hit up the orchard for some mangoes. I knew my mom would chew me out if she found out, but I went for it anyway. Everybody said the mangoes there were the best, big and sweet, so the temptation was real. We grabbed some old bags laying around at home and took off. My mom was busy cooking, so she didn't even see us leave. The walk to the orchard ain't long, but you gotta go through some thick brush that makes everything feel kinda off. We got there laughing, yoking around with each other, not thinking much about the stories. It was just another adventure. For us, or so I thought. The orchard was all run down, with tall grass and trees loaded with fruit. There was a sweet smell in the air, mixed with dampness, and the quiet was weird. Just some birds chirping far off. We climbed over an old wire fence, being careful not to rip our clothes. Me and Alberto picked out a real tall mango tree, because we figured the best ones were up high. I started climbing, with the bag slung over my shoulder, while he stayed below, teased me that I'd fall. The branches were thick, easy to hold on to, so it wasn't tough. I was pumped, already picturing my mom's face seeing those mangoes. I pulled out a small knife I brought from home and started cutting some ripe ones. Everything was cool, until I heard something strange. Up above there was this low sound, like a whisper, sort of like a kid's laugh, but muffled. I stopped right there, hand on the mango I was cutting, and listened. Thought it was Alberto messing with me, so I looked down, but he was quiet, staring at other trees. I yelled at him to quit fooling, but he swore he didn't do nothin'. That's when I felt this tightness in my chest, but I tried bro sheen it off, thinking it was just my imagination. Looked back up at the higher branches, and that's when I saw something that froze me. There was a small figure all hunched over, up in the top limbs, staring right at me. Its eyes shone in a way that wasn't right even in the dim light of dusk. I just stood there, stuck, watching it, not believing what I was seeing. Before I could yell or do anything, that figure moved fast. Way too fast for a normal person. Came down toward me, almost jumping between branches, with a motion that didn't look human. My heart was pounding out of my chest, and I tried holding on, but the panic made me let go of the branch. I lost my balance and fell from the tree, smacking my arm hard on the ground. It hurt like heck, but I didn't even think about it right then. Looked back up, expecting to see that thing, but there was nothing there.
All the branches were
Empty, like nobody'd ever been there. Alberto ran over to help Eskin what happened, but I didn't have words. I just wanted to get out of there as quick as I could. We grabbed the few things we had and bolted out of the orchard. My arm was killing me, but I didn't care. I just wanted distance from that place. Alberto was confused, asking why I fell, but I didn't know what to tell him. How was I going to explain something I didn't even get? I told him I slipped, but he could tell I was shook up. The walk back home felt longer, with the sky already getting dark. I kept looking around, thinking something was going to pop out again. My chest felt tight, and I just wanted to get to my spot. When I got home, my mom saw my banged-up arm and gave me a scolding, but I didn't tell her why. Just said I fell plain, didn't want to worry her. That night was rough. Couldn't sleep right. Kept thinking about that figure in the branches. The picture of those shiny eyes wouldn't leave my mind, and every little noise had me on edge. My arm was throbbing. But what bugged me more was feeling like something bad went down. I lay there, stirring at the tin roof, trying to tell myself it was all in my head. But I knew it wasn't. I saw that thing. It wasn't a dream or a mistake. My mom asked again what happened, but I just mumbled everything was fine. Know how to tell her without sounding dumb? Kept quiet, but inside I was a mess. In the days after, I tried avoiding going near the orchard. Whenever I had to go somewhere, I'd take another route, even if it took longer. Alberto teased me, saying I was scared, but I didn't tell him nothing. Didn't want him thinking I was crazy. Just said I was done with stealing mangoes. But when I couldn't avoid it and had to pass by, I felt something off, like a weight on me. It wasn't pain, more like a restlessness I can't put into words. And worse, sometimes I'd hear low laughs coming from the brush, even during. The day didn't see nothin', but the sound was just like that whisper from the tree. got me worked up every time I heard it. I tried talking to my grandpa, who knows the village stories, to see if he knew anything. Told him just that I fell from a tree at the orchard without getting into what I saw. He looked at me serious and said that place ain't good, that the old-timers avoided it because of things you can't explain. Didn't want to say more, just told me not to go back there. That stuck with me, but I didn't push. Did he know something and not? Want to tell? Or was it just another of his tales? I don't know, but his words just made me think more. Started wondering if others had seen something there too. My mom put some ointment on my arm, and the pain started easing up. But the bad feeling didn't. Every time someone mentions the orchard, I get tense. He told hardly nobody, just Alberto, but he thinks I'm overreacting, said it. Was probably just an animal, or my imagination. I tried believing that, but deep down, I know it wasn't no critter. What I saw in them branches wasn't normal. The way it moved was way too weird. I wonder what it was, but I ain't got the guts to go back and find out. Just thinking about it gets me uneasy. I'd rather stay far away, even if I miss out. On the best MANGOS doubt. Now I avoid even talking about the place. When the other kids talk about going there for fruit, I make up any excuse not to go. My mom noticed I've been quieter, but I ain't pushed to talk. Don't know how to explain without her thinking I'm macking stuff up. Just say I don't want to play around those parts no more. But sometimes at night I wake up to soft noises, like someone laughing real low outside. I get up and peek through the window, but there's never nothing there. My dog, who sleeps in the yard, don't even bark like he used to. Seems like he feels something off too. I'm trying to live life normal, go to school, help at home, but it ain't easy. Every odd sound puts me on guard, thinking it's something from the orchard. Started praying more, something I didn't do much, just to feel a bit safer. My grandma gave me a small rosary, and I carry it in my pocket when I go out. Don't know if it helps, but it's what I got. My mom always says there's things in this world we don't get, and it's better to play it safe. I try believing that, but I still got doubts in my head. Was what I saw real, or am I going nuts? I don't know, just know I don't want to see it again. I thought about telling someone older, like the priest at the village church, but don't know where to start. What would I say? I saw a weird thing in a tree and now hear laughs? They'll think I'm yoking, or got issues, so I keep quiet, just watching. Alberto stopped teasing as much, but still cracks jokes that I'm spooked by critters. I don't argue, just let it slide. Just want this to pass. To stop feeling this weird thing when I go near the orchard. Maybe, with time, I'll forget. For now, I'm just avoiding the place. The laughs I hear sometimes keep up. Not every day, but it happens. It's always low, like it's coming from far off between the leaves. I've even stopped on the road, just listening, but never seen nothing. My arm's almost better now, but this feeling don't improve. I try not thinking too much. Keep busy with other stuff, but it don't work. Sometimes I'm playing with friends and suddenly hear that sound and my stomach tightens up. I try hiding it, but it's hard pretending everything's fine. Don't know what's going on. Just know I don't feel at ease like before. It's like something's still hanging around nearby. I talked to a school buddy the other day, just to vent a little. Told him I fell at the orchard and heard some odd noises, without mentioning the figure I saw. He laughed, said I must have heard a cat or an owl. I tried laughing with him, but inside I knew it wasn't that. What I saw wasn't no critter, it was something else. Told me to quit being silly, that it's just old folks' tales. Didn't push because I didn't want to seem obsessed. But his words didn't change what I feel. Still hear those. Laughs now and then, and I can't ignore them. Feels like they're always there, just waiting. I'm starting to think I shouldn't have gone to that orchard. Maybe the older folks are right. Maybe there's something there we shouldn't mess with. My grandma always says some places hold old things, and it's better to leave them be. I don't know if I buy that, but I'm starting to think she might be onto something. Just know I don't want to go back there, not even as a joke. Passing by far off, I still feel that unease, like something's watching me. I don't see nothing, but the feeling's there. Maybe it's just my head, but I ain't so sure. Wish this would disappear from my life. I don't know if this ties to some village story or something that happened at that orchard before. There's lots of tales out here about spirits and past stuff, but I never paid 'em mind. Now, I'm wondering if there ain't some truth to M. Tried bringing it up with some uncles, but they just said not to mess with what I don't. Didn't want to explain more, and I didn't push. Just know I'm living with this doubt, not knowing if I'll get an answer. Has anyone else gone through something like this at that orchard? I got no clue, but wish I could understand what's up. I started avoiding even the road that goes near the orchard, and I gotta go somewhere. I take a detour, even if it takes longer. My friends tease me, say I'm turning into a scaredy cat, but I don't care. I don't want to risk feeling this again. My mom asks why I'm so quiet, but I don't say nothing. I don't know how to tell her without her thinking I'm macking it up or got a problem. Say I'm tired or feeling lazy. But truth is, I got this thing on my mind all the time. Want it to pass soon? To feel normal again? For now, I'm just trying to live without thinking too much about it to this day. I ain't seen that figure in the tree again, but I ain't at ease. The low laughs keep coming, every now and then. Always when I pass by, or I'm home at night. Don't know what that was in the branches. Don't know why it showed up to me. Just know, I don't feel right walking around these parts no more, not even in my own yard. I'm talking it one day at a time, trying not to pay it mind, but it ain't easy. Maybe this'll fade with time, or maybe I'll figure out what's behind it. For now, I keep quiet, just seeing what happens. Hope nothing more comes from this. If someone asks what's going on, I don't know what to say. I got no proof, just what I saw and what I feel. Maybe telling someone or writing it down will help me sort my thoughts. But for now, I'm here in this quiet village with those weird laughs echoing in my head. Don't know what's next, but I'm keeping an eye out. Hope whatever it is leaves me be. I didn't ask for this, just want my life back without this worry. Maybe. One day I'll get it, or maybe it'll just go away. Till then, I'm getting by however I can.